Hey everyone, it's Tracy here, back for another Know How Friday video. Today I'm going to be doing the Emboss Resist technique with this stamp set from Hero Arts. It is called Highline Geometric Background, and I'm going to place that on my Fiskars stamp press. And then I am going to ink that up with Versamark ink. First I'm just going to lay down my craft sheet when I'm stamping, just in case I get any ink and because it wipes right off from that. So I'm going to take my Versamark ink and I'm only going to ink up part of it. And now it doesn't have to be perfect because I kind of want like a jagged edge on it. So try to get it not even as possible, if that makes sense. So then go ahead and first, before I want to stamp it, I want to take that embossing bag and just rub it over the top of it so that it gets all the static and I don't get any little bits of embossing powder where I don't want them. So then I'm going to go ahead and stamp right down, make sure it's lined up with the edge, and then push it down. You want to get a good firm press on it, just so that all of the parts with the ink stamp really well. And then peel that off. And now I'm going to be using this Hero Arts white embossing powder to put over that Versamark ink. Just sprinkle it on, and I like to do that right over a sheet of folded computer paper. That way I can funnel it right back into my jar. And then you're going to want to go ahead and heat emboss that, or heat it with the heat tool. So now I'm going to take 3 different colors of distress ink. I'm going to start with the Shabby Shutters, and then I have my ink blending tool there, and I'm going to start at the top corner, and I'm just going to ink the part in a little bit beyond the stamped image. So I'll go ahead and ink that part up, and then I'll move on to my next color, which is the Picked Raspberry. And I'm going to do that one in the center, so I want to make sure that I leave enough room at the bottom for the last color. But I'll kind of ink or blend that with the Shabby Shutters color. And you can see I'm going a little bit beyond the stamped part. And then my last color is the Spiced Marmalade. And then I'll do the same thing, and I like to start from the edge or the corner. I just find it easier to blend that way. And now I'm going to go back with the other colors, so I'm going to go back with the Picked Raspberry and blend that together with the Spiced Marmalade. And then I'll go back with the Shabby Shutters and blend that with the Picked Raspberry color. Alright, so next up I'm going to stamp an image. This is from the Lawn Fawn Hedgehogs stamp set. And I'm only going to stamp one of the hedgehogs. I'm going to use the one that was on the right. And I'm stamping that on a piece of Coordination's 110-pound cardstock, and I stamped it with Tuxedo Black Memento ink. Now I'm just going to speed up through this Copic coloring because it's not very interesting or in-depth by any means, but this is the E13 color, the light suntan, and I'm going to color in the entire hedgehog with this, and then I'll go in with the dark suntan, or the E15, and I'm going to kind of highlight the little, I'm not sure what you call them on a hedgehog, the little spikes or whatever they are, and then the ear and the back feet. And then I'll go back and blend both of those colors together. And then I'm actually going to go back again with the E15 and just go over those areas again so that they stand out more. And then I will cut that image out with the white border around the edge, and that is all the coloring I'm going to be doing on this card. So now I'm going to stamp my sentiment, and I'm just stamping this on that thin white strip of cardstock, and then I cut the little banner in the end. My camera turned off, so that's why I didn't get that part on camera. But then I'll go ahead and just adhere that down flat. I'm not going to use any foam adhesive for the sentiment part. And I'm going to do that towards the bottom of my card with the edge of that along the right hand side. Next, I'm going to take this May Arts twine, or natural twine, and I'm going to tie a bow. Now, this is the way that I find it easiest to tie a bow. I'm just going to cut a piece of it and then tape each end to the back side of my card front. You can see I'll just tape one end to the top and then flip it over and make sure that it's lined up and even on both sides, and then tape the other side to the back. Now I'm going to want to trim a little bit of that excess off. And now I'm going to cut another piece of the twine, and this is going to be my bow part, so then I will just tie that into a bow right where I want it on my card. I find this easier than just tying a regular bow with the whole piece. That way it doesn't like bend your cardstock or anything like that, and you don't have to have anybody put their finger in the middle and hold it down or anything. It's just a really quick way to tie bows on your card. And you want to make sure that you get both of the loops even and then trim off the excess string. Okay, so now I'm just going to attach that down to an A2 size card base. This is white. It doesn't really matter what the color of it is actually, because you're not going to see any of it from the front of the card, so whatever you want for the inside will work. For my little hedgehog, I'm just going to take this 3D foam squares. These are from Best Creation, and I'm going to pop that little guy up onto my card front. I had to move that one because it was sticking out from the edge. And then I'll kind of hide him behind that bow there. And then one last step is to attach or adhere some sequins down. These are my favorite sequins. These are the sparkling clear that are from Pretty Pink Posh, and I'm going to use my Tombow Mono Multi Glue to adhere those down. Just a little squirt of glue on there. You don't want it a lot because you don't want it squirting out the sides or anything like that. And then that is my finished card for today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will see you back here next week. Bye!